Okay, so I was watching Black Mirror again. And I know they had this episode on cancel culture, all the way in on the effects of cancel culture. But I think they wrapped it up too easily, in my opinion. I think that they finished everybody off by killing everyone. So that happened. But I don't think that I mean, I know that they're based on our life, like reality. Nobody could have predicted the actual effects of cancel culture. Um, a lot of people went to the end be all is everybody just dies. So I want to talk about that episode a little bit and how everything kind of merged together into what we're seeing recently in the actual world. Basically, the episode was about this chick who she would make rage bait articles for a living and post them, and just they finished everybody off by killing everyone. So yeah, that happened. But I don't think that I mean, I know that they're based on our life, like reality, but I think that they didn't really look, or I guess nobody could have predicted the actual effects of cancel culture. Um, a lot of people went to the end be all is everybody just dies. So I want to talk about that episode a little bit and how everything kind of merged together into what we're seeing recently in the actual world. Basically, the episode was about this chick who she would make rage bait articles for a living and post them, and just look at the angry comments she would get. Like, she gets so many of them, and she'd post them up. She'd be sitting at home in like this nice house, very nice house, eating her favorite snacks, while she laughed at all these people who were just like, they she pissed them off. But she herself didn't care, and just how she was acting, there is no reason for her to stop doing what she's doing. Like, you guys were literally, they were fueling her entire her lifestyle. So I think that outcome in the episode, I think the ending was kind of, I don't know what happens at the end of the story. Everybody dies. But I don't know. We have real life here, so let's talk about that parallel a little bit here. They use these bees. Somebody got mad about, some awful, horrible thing that was said, and they created a tag, a hashtag, death too. So whenever somebody was at the top of the hashtag, they would die at the end of the week or something, the day, something. And so there was this person, she was sitting inside her house, losing her shit, going crazy for something that she did. And now everybody was trying to get her caught, basically. And the way that people were dying in this, they were using these robotic bees because the environment had just become so terrible in the world that they had to use bees to pollinate flowers regularly. And the bees, they would, for all intents and purposes, they would operate as bees. They would even build their own hives, which was pretty cool, state-of-the-art tech. But that's not happening right now. The bees, well, maybe it is, I don't know. But the bees, they got hijacked by some vigilante individual who created the hashtag so that they could use them to kill the person at the top of the list, the one with the most hashtags, death too. And then at the end of everything, they killed everybody who used and participated in the hashtag at all. So what I want to talk about is what happens when we don't have bees to kill everyone. That is my question. And I think I have an answer. So since we don't have bees to, come and kill everyone, I think that we kind of just watched cancel culture continue to play out. And now we're at the point where it's at the worst of itself. Like, I don't think anyone could have predicted this one too well, but they definitely, we're definitely seeing the effects, I still think. Like right now, you know how for cancel culture, people can do 20 good things and one bad thing, and no matter what, they still get canceled. Cancellation is the result no matter what. Okay, so now that we're all tired of canceling people for any reason, good, no, not even good or bad, but A tier bad or D tier bad, people still get canceled regardless. So now we can see a person who does 20 bad things and one good thing, and people will redeem them the exact same way. You can take an example here. I mean, you can use this presidential election, or you can even use, who is it? You can actually use a few celebrities too. Like, there are some people who are just not, like, are you even trying to make your reputation good? Like, Jesus Christ. Cause I mean, like, look at Nicki Minaj, for example. Don't come for me, but I'm just saying, like, she's done a lot of things, but people, they love her enough to excuse anything that woman does, like anything that she does. And when people before, I want to say, like, when people would look at somebody and they did something that's just obviously a horrible thing, but they still like the person, they would just be quiet. Like, nobody is vouching awful behaviors, okay? They would just silently not say anything. And that was acceptable for a time. I think that that was really, that was the standard. That was what people did. But now, because of cancel culture and the effects that it's having, like, people don't just be quiet when they see that somebody is doing something awfully horrible. They just come back. They start defending it. They start rationalizing it now. They start trying to say, is it that bad? Is it really though? And then they start talking. And I think that's because of people online who constantly post irritating things and they always get a response. So people keep going and they like to troll in that effect. I think it's also very amusing myself, but most people don't understand that this person is saying these irritating things because you keep responding. Like, why the fuck do y'all keep responding to things? Like, I can look at a post and I pay attention to myself. Like, if there's a certain feeling that comes out of me, or like I feel like reading some headline has just made me just go, ugh, the fuck. I know that this is catered to do that. I feel it and I don't give it any energy because it doesn't need any energy. That's the only reason this piece of text exists, because it wants energy. It's a soul sucker. I have been telling people for a very long time that, this is clearly catered to piss you off. Why are you making, like, the idea of making someone money because they piss me off enough about something that I feel a way about. If they do something like that, like, it pisses me off even more to think that they will go ahead and come up off me. Like, nah, fuck you. So I move on with my life. I may comment occasionally just to tell anybody what's happening here, but that's not really effective. It usually is very poorly effective. It's really irrelevant most times. There's a line that comes to my mind nowadays that I see in a lot of comment sections, and it is, they can never make me hate you. I think people have taken the opposite of cancel culture, and now it is a loyalty test. Because some people have been canceled for pretty much nothing, honestly. And I know that when the beginning of cancel culture was starting out, people they canceled you. If you did anything, you got canceled completely. No, you can't do anything about it. And now that we're so far down the line and we see so many people come back from something by doubling down or saying, man, whatever, I don't care. Like, I think that has definitely had an impact on people who have, felt like they were forced to cancel someone when they would have just rathered being quiet. Like, I think the earliest thing from cancel culture I can remember is Roseanne getting canceled for when she wrote some mildly racist tweet. I personally didn't care about it. I mean, I wasn't invested in Roseanne at all, but I do remember how big it was when she got canceled. And now, people do stuff like that and people are just like, ugh, how mad is the public? Are they that mad about it? Okay. But it's not easy to cancel people anymore. In fact, I think it's harder, especially if the person doesn't apologize. Because when you apologize online to people, chances are your apology will not be accepted. It will just be taken as an admission of guilt. And now you can get the hell out of here. And I think that also plays a part in it too. Like, people don't like accepting apologies. And I'm not just saying, like, some apologies are crazy, but people don't take into account that, was this really bad enough for this apology to not be accepted? It seems like no matter what you say, like, you just have to go away now because you apologize. So I think that also takes a part into what's going on here. Like, now when somebody does something awful or horrible they don't apologize because the results are better if you don't apologize. Don't say sorry for anything bad you've done. Accountability, even though people preach about it so much, they are not, this isn't really for accountability. Nobody cares about accountability. They just want to kick people while they're down now. So now people aren't getting down anymore. They don't care. They're not apologizing. They already see the end result. And I think people also know that they're waiting for an apology just to tell them to fuck off. So now a person will learn of somebody they like doing something awful. And instead of silence, they'll start defending them now. They will question if it's a bad thing or not. And I think people, they don't really take, like, you can bring out facts and logic to somebody when they don't like, when they're trying to defend a person. But in this day and age, people don't take facts and logic as a valid reason of logic to not, to continue to not endorse a person. Now they take it as it's a loyalty test. It's how much can this person do? You're my fave and I support you. No matter what. How much do you support? Even if the whole world does it, and people get so invested in things like that. And I think it's a direct result of cancel culture. The way people rationalize stuff right now, they will argue all day and all night to see if something is really bad. Because if they have to acknowledge something that's truly bad, then that means that in their head, they can't support the person anymore. But honestly, like, that black and white look, that's really what's screwed us so badly, I believe. Because like I said, you can do 20 good things and one bad thing, you get canceled no matter what. Now people are just responding to that. As in, you can do 20 bad things and one good thing, and people will only look at the good. They do not care. They won't care. They think it's just somebody trying to cancel their fave now. When in truth and reality, this person is garbage. Or, in the opposite of that, this person really isn't that bad. They fucked up, yes. But is it worth cancellation? At the time, people really did feel that way. They felt like it was worth cancellation. But I think a lot of people also went like super authoritarian on that. They didn't really they just wanted to tell people, no, there's no coming back for this. Just go away, get out of here. And yeah, well, I hope they're happy now because it's really hard to cancel somebody, like, especially if they don't apologize. And Black Mirror, they had everybody getting out there, they tied everything up in a nice cute bow and everybody took itself out. But, we don't have robot bees to come and kill everyone, as I stated earlier. So now we're just watching people and their mentalities change. Nobody is listening to actual evidence anymore. They don't take evidence as anything except for like a shut the fuck up. That's all they feel it is. But it's not supposed to be interpreted that way. It's supposed to be interpreted as, the reasons for why a person is garbage. Now people only think with their feelings. And I think that makes people harder to deal with, in all honesty. Now people, they're just so mad at the past person that they had to cancel, that now we're coming back. And they're not trying to cancel anyone. But I wish people would step back for just a moment and take their brain off autopilot just to be like, okay, let's see what this person did. They assaulted a child? Okay, irredeemable. They're a Southern woman who just got on the internet and is now, using some racial slur or racial innuendo joke. You deserve a warning for that. I'll give you grace. And I think that's what we didn't give anyone. There is no amnesty or allowing for people to grow if you admit that you're wrong. And I think people need to stop taking things in such a way that they think of themselves as they cannot be wrong. That is inherently a self-destructive way of life. Okay? Everybody is wrong at some point or another. And I used to think people were joking when they said this to me, but if you really genuinely believe that you're never wrong, you are either a liar or you just do not accept when you are wrong. Regardless, there is no point in this discussion where you actually come out and you're like, yeah, I'm never wrong. 100% accuracy. This is how humanity grows. So if we're all out here denying when we're wrong, we kind of start stunting ourselves a bit here. And I know that some people are able to see this phenomenon. But most people are just caught up in some nonsense because they don't have actual critical thinking skills. So hopefully at some point or another, people start thinking about this. I'm not really much of a chatty person myself. I like to stay inside and, I don't know, think to myself. I don't really have any friends or anything like that. But if you took the time to listen to this video, I'm actually very appreciative and thank you for doing that. Nothing in particular. Bye.